I'm Jewish. So I do a lot of food in my shows. I talk about food. So I'm going to change the whole mood of this place. I'm going to tell you a story. That's how I'm going to begin. Y2K has come and gone, and I'm really disturbed about our ecological balance. Aren't you? Yeah, I'm really worried about it. So I decided, I heard that there's going to be an immense amount of viruses that are going to infect our computers, and communication is going to stop. There'll be no more deliveries, no more communication. Shelves will be empty, and we could very well starve in the midst of plenty. So I decided to solve this computer snafu, and I built a 5-foot square box and put it on my deck outside, and I began to fill it with the things that I put in the disposal and newspapers, and I started filling it. And I noticed pretty soon that I was awakened in the night by strange screeches and squeals and sounds, and when I woke up in the morning, all the things that I put in my compost box were spread across the deck, but I didn't mind, because the little creatures who come out at night were part of my world too. Right. Before long, my neighbors began to complain because the smell of the compost was beginning to sort of permeate the entire neighborhood, but I ignored them. Little did they know that when disaster struck, I would be the only one on the street with food. That's right. By March, last March, it would have been a year ago March, I had enough dirt so I could begin planting. Now I want you to envision this 5-foot box. I began planting. I put in potatoes first, and then I put in cabbage and Brussels sprouts and broccoli and eggplant and 3 kinds of squash, 4 kinds of lettuce, carrots, radishes, green onions, tomatoes, a little mushrooms, and I planted a lemon tree in the center. I'd heard some disgusting rumors about how people had enhanced the beauty of their produce by injecting tomatoes with hydrogen gas and carrots with orange dye. Isn't that disgusting? Yes, and I decided I was going to do nothing to enhance my organic vegetable garden. The American people don't eat anything unless it's beautiful, snarled my friend Louise, whose parents were charter members of the Sierra Club. But organic isn't beautiful. It's just nutritious, and it protects our immune system. Is that why I get so many colds, I said? Yes, said Louise. That crap on the newspaper, on the supermarket shelves is nothing but fake fruit and vegetables. My goodness, I said, it certainly costs enough. Yes, said Louise. It's the scandal of our era. The American corporations are raping the American public. This was a little too delicate to discuss while standing in a supermarket line, so I just piled my fake fruit and bloated vegetables on the counter, and I blushed with shame. My money was financing this fraud on the American people. I care about my body, and I like to take care of it, and so I vowed I would put no insect sprays, nothing poisonous on my vegetables. And as a result, the little creatures in the night were devouring my vegetables as soon as they started to grow. However, despite their carnage, by last September, I was able to harvest enough vegetables, all the vegetables I planted, for a small salad. I pulled up a cauliflower that was half eaten by the gophers, tomatoes covered with snails, 1 zucchini that the neighborhood dog had missed, and lettuce that looked a little bit like green Swiss cheese. I supplemented it with things from the farmer's garden and from the farmer's market, and I cut it all up, and I brushed aside the bugs in the lettuce, put vinegar and oil on it, and I sat down, we have to sit down, to my very first organic salad. It was an exciting moment. I put my napkin in my lap, and I looked, and the greens on my plate were beginning to sway, as if preparing for a sedate tango. The radish did a definite leap, and the tomato, a pirouette. I was amazed. I had expected this salad to nourish me, but I hadn't expected it to entertain me as well. I ran to the phonograph and I put on an old record of jealousy. The zucchini clasped a piece of garlic to its heart. The lettuce lifted up her tattered skirts and pointed her ragged toes. It was a charming scene. And I went to the telephone and called Louise. And I said, Louise, I'm eating my very first organic salad. And she said, oh, that's wonderful. I'll come right over. Should I bring a fork? I said, no, bring a baton. And if you want to join in, wear comfortable shoes. That's one story. So that's the storytelling show.